I say no more. The largest weapon ever built.
This is the largest weapon the world has ever seen. This is the size of a tank. That's a
What
human,
the fuck?
and this is the size of the weapon's ammo. The Nazis called it Heavy Gustav. 1,350 tons of steel, a 32-meter barrel, and 47 kilometers of shooting range.
What the
It took
fuck?
4,000 workers just to set it up, and another 1,500 soldiers to operate it. We dug
What the
deep into the
fuck?
archives to bring you the story of this monstrosity. A megalomaniac weapon commissioned by no other than Adolf Hitler himself. But unlike many
Oh
of
my
his
god. Of course it was Hitler. Why is Kanye saying Hail Hitler? Like, why is he making Hail Hitler songs when... Yeah, I don't know.
rather delusional projects, this one was actually brought to life. Heavy Gustav was deployed in battle.
Fuck, no way. That's actually crazy.
1937. Adolf Hitler is neck deep in preparations for his war. But one thing is keeping him up at night. The Maginot Line along the French-German border. A massive array of heavily armed and fortified concrete strongholds. To break through the solid line of defense, he needs something new, something big. So he
Something
orders
new,
Krupp Steelworks,
something
the
big.
weapons forge of the German Reich, to build the largest cannon the world has ever seen. Hitler wants it to be ready by 1940. The project is top secret.
Damn, by
Under no
1940.
circumstances must the
Shit.
plans fall into the hands of the enemy. Internal documents
Damn,
refer to
so Hitler was a while, like, it was Loki close, but like Loki a while ago too. 1940, damn.
the cannon
It's
only
crazy how
as
he's
the
not
Gustav
alive.
device.
True.
Choosing cute names for heavy artillery is a long-standing German tradition. Other examples are Karl Morder or Big Bertha.
But with people like Hitler, bro, it's like, they were Loki like visionaries, bro. Like, these are visionary type people.
Spring 1940. Hitler is eager to finally invade France, ideally with his new superweapon leading the way. But Heavy Gustav is not ready yet, and the Führer is furious. In the end, the Nazis decide to bypass the Maginot Line altogether
Bruh,
by
this
invading
guy.
France through the densely wooded Ardennes in Belgium. A year later, the cannon is finally ready. It's a railway gun, designed to move along twin sets of parallel tracks. It weighs 1,350 tons and rolls on 40 axles and 80 wheels. It stretches
Damn.
nearly 50 meters long and stands as tall as a 4-story building. Its caliber has
What? Bro, 50 meters long is Loki like big for a weapon. What the fuck?
a diameter of 80 centimeters. The ammo shells weigh up to 7 tons each. This is one of
Damn.
them. A tank-busting projectile capable of tearing through 6 meters of reinforced concrete. And this
What?
is you working on a beach with AnyDesk. AnyDesk is
Fuck's sake. That's...
but by the time just pull power, the Gustav. Tests are in or scan the cure with its unprecedented destructive power. Each shot leaves craters.
Bro, you know what it is? Imagine like bunkers, like the president's bunker, like that machine could probably rip through it. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of damage this machine could probably do.
up to
I think.
32 meters deep and just pulverizes massive concrete walls. But by the time the cannon is ready, France has already fallen. Fortunately, at least for Hitler, there's still another battlefront. 1942. The Nazis have conquered vast stretches of the Soviet Union as part of Operation Barbarossa. But the Soviet
We
forces
need to
are
watch a
still
video on the
fiercely
Cold
holding
War
on
too.
to one particular place, Sevastopol, then known as the world's strongest fortress. The city is defended by over 100,000 Russian soldiers, shielded behind 5 meters of concrete walls or hidden in bunkers buried 30 meters underground. Hitler desperately needs a win. And Heavy Gustav could be the key to breaking through.
She,
But
man.
getting the massive cannon onto the battlefield is no simple task. Gustav has to be disassembled, loaded onto 5 separate trains carrying a total of 100 cars, and dragged through Poland.
What the
Once
fuck?
it reaches the front, the next challenge is finding the perfect spot to set it up. Reconnaissance planes are sent to scout the ideal firing position. It has to be far enough from enemy artillery to stay out of range. Eventually, they
Damn. It's crazy how they were like this advanced back in the day. Like, I don't know, like they used their brains to the maximum advantage.
settle on a site about 25 kilometers from Sevastopol. Setting Gustav up is no small feat either. Soldiers have to lay 1,200 meters of railway tracks. And there's a unique challenge, the so-called firing curve. The barrel itself can't be rotated to attack new targets. Two massive diesel locomotives have to carefully shift the entire weapon along the tracks to adjust its aim. Secrecy is critical too. Soldiers have to build artificial hills and trenches to camouflage the weapon and keep it
No way it was like that. Bro, that's actually smart as fuck. What the fuck? That's actually crazy.
hidden from enemies. But Heavy Gustav also has to remain invisible from above, which is why the Nazis have brought a 500-man special unit called the Smoke Troop. If need be, they can shroud the entire area in a thick cloud of smoke to conceal the weapon from enemy aircraft. All in all, the operation requires over 5,000 people.
Damn, and they were being secret too, that's crazy.
Laying tracks, assembling the cannon, maintaining, guarding and camouflaging it, creating smoke screens and ultimately operating the gun. An
But that's
enormous
actually
effort
fucked.
for a single weapon. Unsurprisingly, Nazi propaganda touts the cannon as a marvel of military engineering.
Und das ist die neue schwere deutsche Artillerie. Aufzüge und Schienenanlagen befördern die gewaltigen Geschosse zum Rohr. Diesem massierten Feuerhagel werden auch die
Bro, that's
letzten
crazy.
Festungswerke von Sevastopol
So they were
auf die
building
Dauer
this
nicht
machine
standhalten
secretly.
können.
After 3 days of
imagine being
assemblage,
born back
Heavy
then.
Gustav is finally ready to fire. This is Fort Stalin. For days, Soviet soldiers have endured
Say where this video is cap. How's this video cap? Wait, what's the meat?
relentless shelling. But they remain steadfast, sheltered behind massive concrete walls. At 4:30 p.m., they hear a massive explosion ripping through the air from a distance. The Soviet soldiers don't know it yet, but at this very moment, they are the target of the largest cannon ever built. A 7-ton armor-piercing shell is now hurtling toward them, easily capable of blasting through all their defenses. Even the
Fuck,
massive
bro.
concrete walls of Fort Stalin are no
This
match
meat
for a weapon
cuz,
of this
bro,
scale.
this guy. Bro, that
But
weapon's
then,
actually fucked.
Nothing happens. The shell misses, slamming into the ground about 120 meters away from them. The
Oh,
Germans need
no
almost an hour
way.
to reload their gun. Another shell
An
is fired
hour to reload their gun is
and misses
crazy.
again, this time by 150 meters. Then another, and another. This is an official list of every shot fired on day 1 and how far they were off target. The next one is marked as a hit.
Fuck.
But later, when search teams scan the area, they find no conclusive evidence of an actual impact. By the end of day
No
4,
way.
only 5 shells remain. They are all fired on day 5. And not a single one finds its mark. And just like
Fuck.
that, they're out of ammo. Heavy
what do you mean
Gustav
they're out
has
of
fired a
ammo?
total of 48 shots, a staggering 360 tons of ammunition. The
What the fuck? That must be scary back in the day, bro. What the hell? Nah.
official
what?
records claim 3 of them hit their target, but even that is debatable. The only confirmed hit was an underground ammunition depot, and that was probably luck. What was
Damn.
supposed to be a terrifying mega weapon turned out to be a massive and utterly useless monstrosity. There had already been doubts about the cannon's
Bruh.
accuracy before it was first deployed. Some Nazi military officials suspected that the chances of actually hitting a target would be near zero, given the insane caliber size and shooting range. But they
what do you
neither
mean
had the
near
time nor the
zero?
resources for proper testing. On top of that, the barrel wore out ridiculously fast. It became completely useless after just a handful of shots. In the end, Sevastopol fell. But Hitler's mega cannon had nothing to do with it. Did nobody have the heart to tell him? Or did he simply refuse to
Bruh,
accept
that
the
was
bitter
useless.
truth? We
Bruh.
don't know for sure.
That pissed
Despite
me
being
off.
a complete strategic and economic disaster,